I'm going to talk about this number. First, I'm going to read in Revelation. I'm going to read out of the Hebrew Revelation. This is Revelation based on two Hebrew manuscripts. So it's straight from Hebrew manuscripts. And this is Revelation 13, where it's talking about the number. And he made for them all, the great ones and the small ones, the rich ones and the poor ones, the slaves and the free ones, a sign on his right hand or on their forehead, so that no one is able to buy or to sell unless he has this sign on his hand or on his forehead, or the name of the animal or the number of his name. Here is wisdom and understanding. Whosoever has insight needs to reckon the number of the animal, for it is the number of a man. And the amount will be found. It is 666. Below, the footnotes, it talks about the number of a man. This explanation shows clearly that the animal is not a literal animal, but a human leader. Compare Daniel's chapter 7 and 8. And the amount is obviously some. And then when it talks about 666, this number is written with spelled out words in the main text. The margin has this number written with letters employed as numerals in different script than main text. And this is from right to left, Tav, Resh, Samek, Vav, which literally is 400, 260, and 6. This is the standard way to indicate 666 in Hebrew letters as numerals instead of words. I want to talk about something off topic, but kind of on topic. What's interesting when it comes to brands, it comes from the Old Norse, woodbonder, and it means to burn. Specifically, it means to burn a permanent mark into livestock. So the ownership is obviously obvious, and sorting animals out is easy. This goes along with one of the videos I made where it was talking about that pyrola, the OLA part, it talks about being a sacrifice. I'm going to come back to that. But anyway, so in the Hebrew manuscripts, it says it's Tav, Resh, Samek, Vav. And when I was studying gematria, and it's talking about the letters having numerical values, but that also the ones place connects to something the tens and the hundreds do as well. So the Vav is in the ones place. It's a 6. It's the physical realm. And Samek is the tens place, 60s. It's the angelical realm, fixed nature. And the Tav and the Resh together are 400 and 200, which 4 and 2 is 600. It's in the Neshama realm, which is breath, soul, spirit. And these go with action, earth, formation, air, creation, water. But we all understand the physical realm, obviously. But these two are a little bit, it takes more to understand when we're talking about the spirit realm or the angelic realm. In Kabbalah, the angelic realm is characterized by a fixed nature where beings exist as static conduits or messengers of specific divine emotions and functions. The neshama realm, the human intellectual soul, possesses the unique qualitative capacity for free will, intellectual development, and the existential partnership with the Creator in actively elevating creation. But Tav means mark. It means sign or signature. So the 400 of that 600 place, the breath, the soul, the spirit, the human intellectual and free will realm, and the realm where the human becomes a partner in creating, actively elevating creation. Okay. And the Resh means man head, and the Vav is a connector. So I'm going to bring up what light means here because I had it the other night, where I was talking about the light of appreciation. The symbol for light in Hebrew is the Resh Vav Aleph, so it's 261. Well, it's the numerical equivalent of these together. But this reads God coming through the man, the connector between heaven and earth, and operating through the mind of man, a God man. So the Vav is a connector between God and man. This is God. He is the head. He is the chief. He is the leader. He is the teacher. And then man on earth. And going over these things, you can begin to see how the enemy will use man not as God does, but he would use man for his own device. And I want to go over what the number 6 means. I gotta find my paper. Okay, so Adam is the number 6. Okay, because he was created on the 6th day, and man, the number of man is 6. But Adam is also, he is the number 9, because 9 is truth in Hebrew. The word for truth in Hebrew is emet. Emet is known as the seal of God. We find that in scripture, different places. But the seal and the name of God on people, the mark of God on people, are different things. But basically, emet or truth. Let's see. So when the enemy uses, he likes to invert things. He likes to twist things. So he will take truth, which is a 9, and twist it, invert it into a 6, which is falsehood. Falsehood is sheker, shin, kaf, resh, 300, 100, 200, which is 600, which is 6. And tav is aleph, mem, tav. And that's 1 and 40 and 4, which is 441, which is 4 plus 4 plus 1 is 9. I want to read something out of this book. Letters of Fire by Rabbi Glazerson, and where it kind of explains a little bit about the purpose of naming things. And so the sages of the truth taught that all the supernal worlds were created by combinations of the holy letters. And in this lower world, every created thing is kept alive by virtue of its name in the holy tongue. And that is true. You know, scientifically, we know that vibrations of words can create and destroy. We've seen that through different experiments. Therefore, the name which Adam gave to each thing in Genesis 2:19 is its true name. For example, this essential life force of the shore ox is the force of the three letters of Shin, Vav, Resh in the upper worlds. It is the same for all earthly creatures and likewise for the created beings of all the worlds. Thus, every perceptive person will realize that it is fitting and excellent to call this language the holy tongue, for it is truly holy. Adam, by naming the animals, was working with God to perpetuate their life force and to create a connection to the upper world or to God and their eternal existence. And, you know, that goes back to what light means. Where light Resh Vav Aleph, where God is coming through man, which is the connector between heaven and earth and operating through the mind of man, a God man. I was trying to think if there was something else. I just found it interesting that, you know, in the Hebrew manuscripts, it's Tav Resh Samek Vav, and the Tav being a mark, a signature, a sign. And we know that because it says a mark or a number or the name. And so that would be in there, you know, it would be included in there. When you study what a name means, the name means the breath. Emotions, thoughts are function of breath. A name is a person's breath. It's his character. A relationship is with an individual. Their name is their function or role. So the number of his name and his name is the character, the function, and their role and their authority. Yeah, I said Adam was created on day 6, but the number of Adam is 9, which is Emet, truth. Falsehood is the number 6. I think that's all I wanted to go over now, but I just find it interesting that, you know, I don't think a lot of people talk about that there's different realms involved when we're talking about the name and the number of his name, which everybody has a number to their name, because if you assign numerical value to each letter of your name, it comes to a single number, but individually those numbers have vibrations and creative forces in them as well. So separately and collectively, they're bringing certain things, certain definite things into this realm. But physical, angelical, and neshama, realm of the breath and soul and spirit, I think are part of this. And there's a deeper meaning of these things than just, oh, it's just 666 or whatever. So, yeah, I just want to leave that with you.